songwriters at my therapy as I write songs about all this stuff. And so, like, Imagine was written after my father passed away with cancer. Homesick was written after my brother-in-law, who was 19, was killed in a car accident. Bring the Rain was written after my firstborn, when he was 2, was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes. The Hurt and the Healer was written after my cousin, who's like a brother to me, was a lieutenant firefighter in Dallas, Texas, and was killed in the line of duty. And I had to stand in front of 3,000 firefighters at his funeral and try to explain to them how God was somehow in control when I wasn't quite sure myself. And this next song kind of falls right in line. I think it's safe to say that this next song was written while I was having a bad day. I don't know if you can relate to bad days. If you can't, God bless you in your ministry, it's coming. But on this particular bad day, it had to do with my son, who was diagnosed with diabetes when he was 2. He's now 16. And we were going to his 6-month checkup to see how he was doing. I don't remember if the checkup was good or bad. It doesn't really matter. It's just a harsh reminder that our lives revolve around this stupid illness. And so it tends to put my wife and me in this kind of funk for the rest of the day. So we were leaving the doctor's office and we ran into a dear friend of ours, this godly woman. She could tell we were having a hard time. And I guess as a distraction, she was like, "Tell me more about Sam's diabetes. I don't really understand it." So we kind of flipped on the autopilot, started rattling off all these statistics we've learned over the last 14 years he's had this illness. And somewhere along the way, she interrupted me and said, you know what? We are going to pray for a healing. Now, that ticked me off. I didn't tell her it ticked me off. I'm not a jerk. I just put my little church face on and was like, God is good. All the time. I was having a bad day. What I really wanted to say was, what a novel concept that a father might pray that his son be healed. That has never crossed my mind. Thank you for showing me the way. I'll be dad of the year from this point on. Like I said, I was having a really bad day. I feel like I have spent every second of the last 14 years praying that my son would be healed. And I don't know what the thorn in Paul's flesh was, but sometimes I think mine is knowing that God can heal him, but he won't. And that can make for some pretty bad days. Days where I doubt, I get angry, I question everything, I'm overwhelmed with anxiety. And I know it is from the enemy that puts these thoughts in my head, but sometimes he gets the best of me. And the one thing that allows me at least to sleep okay at night is being reminded that my relationship with Christ has never been based on how I feel. Thank God. Otherwise, if it did, I better die on a good day. But man, I think if we're honest, we've all probably been there. To where we're supposed to say, we sugarcoat everything and we're supposed to tell everybody that everything's fine, but we're being eaten alive on the inside. And man, I'm telling you, we were not supposed to go through this alone. But the thing that the enemy wants more than anything when you're struggling is isolation. Just to separate you from the rest. The one thing that we all have in common is that we all hurt and we know what pain is. And I just want you to know that it's okay to doubt. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to question everything, because the last time I checked, he's got pretty broad shoulders. I think he can handle it. Because the reason it's okay is because if everything goes through one ear and out the other and you don't hear anything else that is said tonight, remember this. That never will there be in the life of a believer a moment where God says, you let me down, or that I'm disappointed in you. because there's no condemnation for those in Christ Jesus. I spent a lot of years, I grew up in church. Church raised me, basically. And I got really good at being religious. And I thought I had this big, holy to-do list of things that if I could do it all, that God would be okay with me and he would like me more than you people. But thank God for grace. In case you don't know the difference, the easy way would be religion says to get it right. Grace says I'll be there when you cannot. And I feel like I cannot a lot. And so instead of beating yourself up when you have a bad day, just hold on to grace. Hold on to the fact that there is nothing you can do to make Christ love you any more or any less than he already does right now. That should blow your stinking mind. So it's not always going to go right or according to plan or the way we see it. But he has to be in control. He has to be on his throne, otherwise we are hopeless. And this song is not an excuse to say that I've been dealt a bad hand or God's overlooked us. I mean, it's not that at all. This song is a reminder to me that if God never did another amazing thing in my life, he is still my greatest hope. And I don't say that like I have it all together, because I don't. I'm telling you, I do not have it all together. I ain't even close. There are moments when I'd love to be like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego standing in front of the fiery furnace when they say, I know that God can deliver us, but even if he does not, we're still not going to bow, we're not going to surrender. I would love to be like those dudes every once in a while. But most of the time, I'm not. 99% of the time, I'm not. And it's okay. Because it has never been about you or me or anything that we have done or will do, but what the cross has already done.
Hallelujah.
So I said that this was a reminder. It's because I've been married for almost 21 years. I got 5 amazing kids. My middle son, Charlie, God bless him, he's just like me, incredibly handsome, hey now. And has severe ADHD like his dad. And so we're cheering for that. And so one night, Charlie said to me, he goes, Dad, I think I know why you do what you do for a living. I was like, this ought to be good. He said, because if you didn't sing about it every night, you'd forget. Touché. So consider this my daily reminder. This song goes out to anyone who's ever had a bad day. They say sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Right now I'm losing bad. You stood on this stage night after night, reminding the broken it'll be alright. Right now, oh right now I just can't. It's easy to say when there's nothing to bring me down. What will I say when I'm held to the flame like I am right now? I know you're able and I know you can save through the fire with your mighty hand. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. They say it only takes a little faith
I know